Hello, I'm Drew, and we're back with another episode of Fragonomics. The fragrance we're going to be talking about today is, and you're going to have to excuse my pronunciation, but I'm going to try to get it as close as I can get it. It's a Middle Eastern fragrance called THULOOG. I may be butchering the name, but I got it as close as I can get it. We're going to do a deep dive and first impression of this one because I haven't smelled it before, and we'll get right into it as soon as we run the intro. Welcome back. I want to thank you for dropping by my channel, and I hope to see you again in future episodes to come. If you find any value in this, please hit the like button and subscribe so that the algorithm will help push the video out, and also so that you don't miss future episodes. Let's get it. Like I said, we're back, and we're going to talk about this THULOOG. Now, this, like I said, I looked it up on Fragonomics before we got going. I don't see any note breakdown because it is a Middle Eastern fragrance. But like I said, it's supposed to be a clone of Afternoon Swim, and that is one of my favorites. As you can see, it's got a pretty big dent in it. So I'm gonna let you know if it's not right or it's not close or whatnot. I promise you, I'm gonna let you know what the real deal is. Let's go to Fragonomics and see what the Afternoon Swim has in it, and we'll check that note breakdown. All right, we got Fragonomics up. Let's see. See, it's ads all over the place, but we're gonna try to get through it because there's this particular scent that we're talking about. It doesn't have any note breakdowns on there, like I said before. So what we're gonna have to do is see what Afternoon Swim has going on, and then we'll kind of go from there. Let's see what it says about it. Afternoon Swim, which we know is by Louis Vuitton, it came out in 2019. It says a citrus fragrance for men and women. And then it gets into the guy that basically came up with the scent or whatnot. And basically saying it has mandarin orange, Sicilian orange, bergamot, ambergris, and ginger. I can tell you right now, this is a scent that had to grow on me. It was hyped up for a lot of people, and I bought it pretty much blind buy, and I didn't get it at first. I'm not gonna lie. I let it sit on my shelf maybe 2 or 3 months because I have so many other fragrances that I was coming in, and I kind of forgot about it for a little bit. And I had to figure out, I think I got it in the wintertime. I didn't realize that it's a summer scent. That's something that it needs some sweat also. But, you know, after I wore it, I came back to it and I put some on and really didn't think about it. And I went outside and started sweating. I think it's probably about 85 or 90. After about 5 minutes, it was like, oh my goodness, it was something serious. But before we get into that, let's see what people got to say about it. They said the pros is it's perfect for the summer, and they like the quality of the ingredients. I can agree with, even though I didn't get the fragrance at first. It's something that you have to wear it at the proper time. Like I said, spring and especially summer, you know, I've gotten at least probably, of the times I've worn, I've probably gotten at least 10, 15 compliments. People say how good it smells or what it is. Because it's not like this is something that you're going to smell on everybody. But it says it's captivating. It's unisex, obviously. It definitely gets compliments. Now, as far as long lasting on the skin, like I told you before in previous episodes, you know, I put these fragrances to the test. I put them on to go to the gym, running errands. I don't just wait until special occasions on certain scents because I really want to know how they perform. This one right here gave me a solid 5.5 hours. But, you know, I keep decants with me, you know. So if it's a fragrance that I want to enjoy, you know, I don't mind spritzing it on a little bit later, you know, as far as when it runs out every 2 or 3 hours, 4 hours, whatnot. But I would say about 4.5 to 5 hours, you're gonna have to refresh it, especially if it's super hot and you're sweating, just being honest with you. But this, like I always say, this is something that you need to put on after a fresh shower or whatnot. Put your lotion on, get your skin and keep your skin hydrated. That's gonna make this fragrance last a little bit longer. It is expensive. When I bought mine, it was $300 for this particular fragrance, for this bottle right here. That was about a year ago, maybe a little bit more. Now it's up to $340. So it's expensive. I'm not gonna sit in line and say it's something cheap. That's why I try to find alternative to some of these fragrances so that you don't have to spend this kind of money. So, if you want, the best, then you can just go to the original. But, sometimes these dupe fragrances, these clones, sometimes they get it pretty close. So we're going to check it out. They said something about solid performance. Like I told you, 5 hours, that's all I got out of it. High projection, I would say the first 3 hours, most definitely. But the cons, like they said, it's expensive. They say it's a linear fragrance. I think it's got 2 or 3 layers going on to it because I can smell the lemon and then I can smell the lime and then it goes into something else in the background. Like I said, I love it. But like I said, I am a little biased because a lot of my fragrances I didn't blind buy. I do have some blind buys that were a swing and miss in my opinion, but these fragrances that we're talking about now isn't one of them. And it says it's not a signature scent. I do agree with that because it's really only made for hot weather. Just being honest with you, spray this on in the wintertime, 5 minutes, you won't be able to smell it. Now, me and you, we talked about it does need time to age because when I first got it and sprayed it, I was not impressed. I mean, it didn't smell bad. It just smelled kind of, it just didn't really get me going. I don't know, because I had so many other fragrances, I just kind of dropped the ball on it. But as you see, once I started wearing it, I didn't stop. But like I said, it's a very expensive fragrance. Like I said, it's not cheap. But enough about the afternoon swim. Let's get into this THULOOG. All right, here we go. Let's see what this is gonna do. Let's get it open. Get it open up. Now, as you see, I am an afternoon swim snob. So if it doesn't come correct, I will be letting you all know. First of all, let's take a look at the bottle. Let's see if we can get it to focus. There we go. Now, this right here is a pretty hard fragrance to get. I'm gonna be honest with you. It took me about 3 weeks to get it. I had to order it from overseas. So let's see if it was worth the wait. That's really what I'm concerned with. Okay, let's see what we got going on here. As you can see, the bottle is green. It's frosted up top. Like I said, that THULOOG, I may have butchered it, but I did the best I could. But let's go ahead and open it up. We're gonna check things out. See what the atomizer look like. Let's get that up in the air. Oh yeah, we got plenty of spray coming out of that. Let's give it a quick shake and see what we got going on. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. This is super fresh. This is really nice also. But as good as it is, I'm gonna have to put some afternoon swim beside it. We're gonna have to see what we got going on. I think it's there, but let me see. I'm gonna put clone on this one so that I can make sure I don't get them mixed up. Okay, let's get the afternoon swim out. Here we go. Louis Vuitton. Let's see what we're working with here. Like I said, this is a $340 fragrance here, as opposed to this THULOOG. I forgot to tell you all the price. This is $85 shipped. Let's see if it's worth $85. The thing is, with this afternoon swim, it's expensive to keep replacing it. And as you see, I've worn it maybe 5 months in between wearing other fragrances, and you see how much I've used of it. So if we can find an alternative to get that same effect and save some of that money, I'm with that also. But let's see what we're working with. Yeah, that's afternoon swim. It's light, airy. Yes, got that orange. Smells like some type of bergamot in there. And then it's something, I don't know if it's ambroxan or whatever. I think, though, that Louis Vuitton adds an extra ingredient to their fragrances to give them that extra something. Because I've tried a few other fragrances that gotten close, but it's like they don't quite hit the same way that the Louis Vuitton does. But let me smell it again, then we'll go to the other one. This is the THULOOG. And this, no, I'm sorry, this is Afternoon Swim. I'm sorry. And this one is THULOOG. Well, just to my nose, and like I said, it's not on skin. THULOOG is a good fragrance. It is. It's good scent. It's no doubt about it. Is it a one-to-one of Afternoon Swim? Not at all. Not at all. It's in the same wheelhouse. I would have to give it, I don't know. Let me spray it again. I'm thinking 80%, something like that. Let me spray it again. Give it a minute. I won't just shove it up my nose. Let that alcohol die in, because I can detect a little bit of alcohol. And I gotta say, on the Louis Vuitton ones, you don't get that. Nah, I've said, well, I'm gonna bump it up, 85%. The scent profile is definitely there. It's definitely nice and fresh. There's no doubt about it. It's definitely a summertime banger. But the mandarin orange and that bergamot and that ginger, I can smell. The ginger is kind of playing in the background. The mandarin and the orange, they are more prominent up front. But if I had to guess, I would say probably 85%. But with that 85%, this one, this THULOOG may be a little bit more strong. It may be stronger than Afternoon Swim. I'm gonna go back to it to be sure. Yeah, I would think this THULOOG, yeah, about an 85%. But I think this one, the clone, will probably last longer. And on skin, I'm gonna have to wear this one and get back with you and do a second review. But on the strip, I would say 85%. And in all honesty, if you walking around in public and you got either one of these scents on, the average nose is not gonna know the difference. I'm probably one of them. But on this strip, I can definitely tell there's a quality difference, just a little bit. Even though the THULOOG is a little bit heavier, the Afternoon Swim one is just a little bit lighter, little bit cleaner. And I don't know what that extra scent is that they put in the Louis Vuitton, but it's something extra they're putting in there. And they don't lay it out as far as these fragrance notes, because they probably don't want it cloned. I got to be honest with you. If I just wanted to get the scent profile, this is a great alternative. I would say, even though the dry down is getting even better, because it started out a little bit heavier. Afternoon Swim is a little lighter. But the dry down, I think, is getting a little bit closer now to the Afternoon Swim profile. Yeah, it's good stuff. I'm gonna wear this. This is definitely gonna get worn. That way, maybe I can save a little money. Won't have to keep buying the Louis Vuitton as often. Now, if you want an alternative that is probably is less than a third of the price of what you're gonna pay for the Louis Vuitton ones, this THULOOG Intense for Him. This is a great alternative. Like I said, I'm gonna stick with my 85% close, which in real world, that's probably gonna be good enough. I don't want to see you spend money that you don't feel like it's necessary. I like fragrances because certain fragrances put me in certain moods, makes me feel good. You know, if I smell this, it reminds me of certain things I was doing, or if I smell that, it may put me in the mind of something else. I use fragrances, like I said, to just help uplift my day, so to speak. you know, to kind of put that edge on. And a nice compliment or two once in a while when you go out doesn't hurt either. Now, like I said, this right here is a summer scent. I want to make sure that I emphasize that. This is not something that you need in the winter also. Now, like I said, if you want to get it, of course, you can wear it anytime you want. But you'll spray a bottle of this kind of stuff on in the wintertime and you won't get anything out of it. So don't waste your money as far as getting in the wintertime. But for a nice freshie, you know, you don't want to spend, you know, afternoon swim money and put all that money out. It's $340 and it's probably going to go up again probably next year because it just went up $40 more in the last year. Because I was buying, when I picked up Pacific Chill, which we're going to go over in a later video, it was $300. And it was a release came out last, if I'm not mistaken, it was October, November, give or take, of 2023. And I ordered it as soon as I put my nose on it. I got it around about October, November. It came out before that, but it was $300. And it went up $40 in less than a year. So I don't suggest just running out and spending money unless you just want the absolute best. You know, if you want to do that, I got no problem with it. But I want to be able to offer you the best of the scent profile. And they got this on lock as far as the fragrance, how it goes all the way through. I mean, they have it on lock. But this THULOOG, hey, don't sleep on it. This is a good one. This will get you 85% there all day long. And like I said before, 9 times out of 10, you wearing this in public, and you said it's afternoon swim, that's your business. Nobody's going to be able to tell. So that's going to do it for this review. Glad you stayed, and I hope you enjoyed it. And I hope to see you back on another episode of